significant, because that means then our research by our postgrads and by our professors can stand on its own anywhere in the world, and that's very, very significant, which is going to bring me to this book here. Thanks very much for the book. I've looked at it. I've looked at a diversity of people, from the University of the United Arab Emirates, from Pakistan to Venda to Swatini to Botswana to South Africa, and more and more and more. Various countries, again, the spread. It's precisely that spread that we desire. It's precisely that interconnectedness, global interconnectedness at a scholarly level that we want to do. But also I'm intrigued by this book. I just took a quick scan of the book and how to use this book. At once, it is an intellectual academic piece of work, peer-reviewed, Professor Adu, but at the same time it's a workbook. It's for teaching and for teaching purposes. How to use this book, the things at the beginning, how about what the chapter is about, and of course the reflections at the end of each chapter. I mean, that's exactly how, that's a value. That's a value that this book brings, and I think it's unique in that sense. It is unique. But what is also unique is the comparative, because we often forget, we think we're unique. But the comparative element is very strong here, and I really, really like it. That you're drawing from different experiences across the world, and then you bring it together between two covers. And that's the strength of the book. And that's the strength of the book. It's all very well to write research and have groundbreaking research on South Africa, education in Tanzania, Soweto, or wherever. But it's another thing to have those insights kind of at a comparative level across the continent, across the world. So it's very I think it's very impressive. The one thing, and I'm now going to skip from the book and talk about other things. But I'm preaching to the converted Professor Mavuso, ne? Yeah. At Fort Hare now we've said that if you are an academic here, sorry, I'm using the platform. Should I? Oh, you want to say I'm abusing the platform? At Fort Hare, either if you're an academic, you either have a doctoral degree or you enrolled for one. There's nothing in between. And I want Professor Mavuso, I know in education we're taking this very seriously. Yeah, everyone has a doctoral degree or is registered, ne? Yeah. That's the first part. The second part is that we have expectations in terms of productivity. For a lecturer, I can't remember how many units. It's one unit. One per lecturer. If you're an associate, a senior lecturer, it's 1.5. If you are, associate is 2. Full professor is 3. Professor Hendricks, yeah. So again, we try to do exactly this so that people can then bring out more outputs of this nature. More outputs of this nature. It's at first it might sound painful, it might sound difficult, and so on and so forth. But at the end, once people are flying, once people are cruising, it actually becomes a very pleasant thing. The academic game is actually a very pleasant thing. The other day, sorry, I have to think about 10 things in a day, so at a time. So the other day I took our first year students on a campus tour from East London, from here. They've never seen this campus in its fullness, in its kind of, in its depth, and the depth of its history. And so I said I want to walk with them by myself, not with assistants or anything, by myself, 20 students and me. And they asked me a variety of things.